All right, what's going on, everybody? So I'm so excited to be speaking about this specific um, chart breakdown, this specific entry, and this long-term move that I believe is going to happen. And man, I'm excited for this one. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully these chart breakdowns are helping you in some type of fashion. Literally, I'm going to be, creating these all the time because, if I'm in the charts, I'm going to just show you guys what I'm doing. So going back to chart breakdown, I think it was number 2 or something like that, or number 3. No, number 2, where I was showing you, hey, listen, there's probably going to be a long-term buy that's about to set up, right? And literally, it looks like it's lining up right now, currently. So on the weekly time frame, what we see here is, and mind you, like what I've realized is you got to go from, you got to look at the higher time frames. And if you don't know what the higher time frames are doing, you're going to miss out on long-term moves. Like getting 10 pips, 20 pips, 100 pips, that's cool. But when you get to the point where you're getting 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 pips on a move, that's when, you're doing something, in my opinion, at least, where, you really know the market, like you really know the market. And that's what I'm looking to be able to really help people to get to. Okay. So the weekly time frame, what do we see? We see, well, if I was to, go all the way from here, right, this is actually from the monthly. So if anything, I'm going to like start from the beginning. So on the monthly time frame, what do we see? We see a downtrend, right? Point A, point B into the future. Okay, point A, point B into the future. And if I was to go from point A, point B with my fibs, we see point C hits a monthly key level. Right. If you don't know what monthly and weekly key levels are, I would definitely suggest to watch the video that's before this. Right. And what we see is a lower high in the monthly, right? And it literally hits about 50% on the fibs. Right. So I'm going to go down to the weekly. And what we see is an uptrend on the weekly. So we see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, blah, 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 right? And what we see is a breaking structure, right? From point A to point B, point C was about 50%, literally hits a weekly key level. And then it literally hits that same high right here and then breaks structure. It breaks right here, right? Breaks through here. And what we see is the fact that right here, price just continues to fall. This is an indication that the uptrend is about to come, right? Because you see a whole bunch of, bearish candles, and then you see on the lower time frame, like the daily, we saw that it did break structure, and I made money on that right there, right? It continued the downtrend, and now it's starting to consolidate, right? And I believe that it's going to, on the daily time frame at least, break this point right here. If price breaks that line, boom, right? And if anything, it may go fast, right? Which is really cool because the fact that it went down fast, most likely it's going to shoot up fast. Let's say hopefully to 50%, right? But maybe it's 38%. That green line right there is 38%. Okay. Right, at the least 38%, or at least close to it, it will maybe wicked, right? But if anything, if it gets to 50%, that'd be beautiful. So point A, point B, 0%, right? And what we see here is the beginning of an uptrend, right? So mind you, I wasn't looking on the monthly, weekly, or daily. It's just I knew in my mind, mind you, these are like one look charts, just see where the trend of the market is going, right? I just knew what was happening and where it was going. So I was staying on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, right? And what do I see on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour? So I see a beautiful trend line opportunity. This was before all of this. Before all of this, I saw this trend line opportunity. So point A, point B, I guess you say is here, point C, right? And into the future, right? So I made money. So I'm gonna look down to the 1 hour, right? So I made money. This is my entry I saw, okay, so and this is on chart breakdown number 3. I mentioned how this is point A, point B, point C was 61.8, right? Point A, point B, point A, point B, point C was literally at 61.8, and literally at a trend line. So I'm like, oh, this is definitely a sell. So I got into my sell, boom to boom. Literally, I exited at the perfect time. What I saw on the 1 hour chart was I saw what do you call it? I saw seller's exhaustion right over here. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like it went all the way down here and it started picking up. So I'm like, all right, I'm out. Right? I drew a trend line, point A and point B and into the future, right? And then from there, I saw that on the lower time frame, on the 15-minute. Right now, I'm getting into like the new stuff like right now. I saw on the 15-minute that that it was starting to pick up. Right, it was probably going to respect this trend line right here. So I entered it on a buy right here, right? And the goal is if I made money. The goal is if I made money. So I don't know. So the green means I entered it on a buy. 31269. 31269. Okay. Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, man, this sucked. So what happened was I got in and literally spiked up crazy, right? So what I did was I'm like, all right, cool. So to secure my profits, to make sure I don't lose, I just set my stop loss where I entered, and then it literally shot back down and it closed my order. So I made nothing. So what I did was I focused on other pairs, and then if anything, I just waited. I literally waited. I saw that it was picking up, but it wasn't strong enough on the 1 hour time frame, right, for me to be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna get in on my buy. It wasn't strong enough, and then it started going down, and I think I got in. No, I didn't get in. Right, I was focused on other pairs, and I was making money on other pairs, right? But then when I saw, okay, once I saw this right here close past this, right, and then it opened a new one, and then it started picking up. I'm like, all right, I'm in. So I got in on my buy, right? I got in on my buy. Most likely entered on the 15-minute chart. So I saw price closed past this, right? And then I got in on the next candle. So at this gold line is where I entered in at, right? And then from there, I literally just went to sleep. I'm like, all right, this is gonna keep on going up, right? So this blue line right here is where my take profit was. So why did I put my take profit there? Because remember, I had this trend line, right? I had this trend line right here, right? And I didn't know if it was going to pass through that trend line or not, right? And what I mean by pass through, like pass through and continue. Why? Because one, there's a trend line there. Two, I have this I have this support and resistance, supply and demand zone right here, right? The supply and demand zone, if anything, I'll make a video on that at some point in time. So the supply and demand zone is from the previous wick to the breakout candle's body, right? Breakout candle meaning like this is going down right here. So from the wick of this candle right here, it's supposed to be higher, right? The wick to the breakout candle's body, and then into the future. So there's this supply and demand zone plus this trend line right here, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know if it's going to continue through there, so I'm going to, if anything, just put my take profit right there, and it was perfect, right? And then from there, it pushed up, And it literally, so this is where I put in another, it was like a buy stop, right? And if anything, it should have been a little higher. See, man, that's why I had my supply and demand zone down here. Should have been higher. And this should have been higher. So what happened was it wicked my freaking buy stop, right? And it started shooting down. I'm like, oh, I didn't know if it was going to continue going up, right? I should have trusted my analysis, right? I should have trusted my analysis knowing that, okay, it was making higher highs and higher lows. Two, this candle on the hour time frame closed past the trend line. But either way, it hit this stop, this buy stop and started shooting down. And I'm like, man, I don't want it to go down to this point right here and then continue. I don't want to be in that much of a negative, right, for that long. So I closed my order, right? I closed my order. Anyways, I saw this form right here, started pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. I wanted to wait until price broke past this supply and demand zone before I continue to go into my buy. So what I did was, so I made money on here, right? I wanted price to pass this point right here, this point where like I really didn't know what was gonna happen, right? And I entered in on a buy at, and not really at the best location, but you know, I'm in profit right now. I think I entered in, we're over here. At 438, so over here. So at 5.4. Most likely somewhere around here to entry buy. Right. So right now I'm currently in profit. Right. And the reason why I'm making this video right now is because the way that this shot up, this is now, I don't want to say guaranteed, hopefully it is, but guaranteed a buy. Like right now, guaranteed definitely a buy. And I'm very, very happy about that, because now, being the fact that one, so I'm going to go now backwards. One, past this trend line, it's creating higher highs on the higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour time frame. It did it before on the 1 hour time frame and on the 4 hour time frame, right? And I caught all this as well. I just didn't chart it, right? So now it's creating higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour time frame, and then also on the 4 hour. It's about to start doing that as well, right? Bullish, 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 bullish. Now, I have another buy stop up here, right? I have another buy stop up here because when price breaks up here, it's definitely like a beautiful scene, right? So this I have to drag into the future as well, right? So price may consolidate at that point right there, and this point right here as well. So I really got to, because these are just supply and demand zones as well. So during this point right here, it's probably going to be choppy. I can set a take profit here, right, at this line right here. But, and I think I did actually. Yeah, it's like right here, something like that. Right, so I can do that because I don't know. I can set a take profit right here, but I'm almost certain that this is going to keep on pushing up. Right, so if anything, I may take off that take profit and just ride the whole wave. Because what I see is, you see, I don't know if you can even see this right here, but I see price really pushing up strong to 38.2. The way I got 38.2 is because on the daily time frame, point A up here, point B down here, right? Price has to get to 38.2 before it can continue to go down, right? And I think it's ready for it now. I think it's ready for it now. We see bullish engulfing pattern on this candle right here. Most likely the day is going to close with price being here or higher. If anything, it may get some type of pushback from continuing at this point right here. But once price passes that point, I think it's going to run. I think it's going to run up, right? If anything, I'll put this right here. I think price is going to really run up strong. May consolidate at this point right here, and if anything, hit this point, but hopefully hit this up here at 50%. Why do I say at 50%? One, it's a weekly key level. Two, this is exactly where price broke structure, right? So I think somewhere around in this zone right here is where price is going to shoot up. Somewhere in this zone right there, I think price is going to go to. And that would be $signs. All right, guys. So hopefully this helped you out in any form or fashion. I'm excited for this buy. Right? Let me see how many pips. From where I started from, I'm down here. Yeah, see, 333 to 38.2, and about 500 to 50%. So in the middle, about 400 pips. Analyze, analyze, analyze. Right, and what's really cool as well is on swipe trades, swing masters called out the same trade after I was already in it, and I'm like, oh, confirmation. You know, that's why I love this product. You know, because now it's not just me analyzing it for myself. You know, I got master traders around the world analyzing it with me. That's how I think about it. You know what I mean? So hopefully this helped you out, and really appreciate your time. I'm excited. And leave a comment. Let me know what you got from this video. Let me know what other videos I could be able to create in the future for you. And let's get it.